Coming at you from Scratchin Wolf Studio, it's that time again to rage across the internet, your very favorite Werewolf the Apocalypse podcast. I'm your host, Porter. To my left, we got Danny Tyson.
Hey, everybody.
And in the third chair, once more, Tommy Dixon.
Hey, I made it. Welcome back.
It's alive! Woo! So those rules!
We're doing the rules.
Good to see you again, brother.
Yeah, I'm here. I made it.
Yay.
Oh, Danny doesn't sound happy.
He does not sound happy about
It was
it.
a yay.
That was like the lamest yay.
Well, it's, whatever. Thanks for coming back, Tom. It's
Yay.
nice to see you.
That still sounds so sarcastic.
Yay, Tom, I'm glad you're alive.
I mean, you guys text me, I'm alive.
Everybody's right.
You see me on the Discord, I mean, come on.
Do we?
I'm there.
We don't see you.
Just
not
in blur
visible.
so we can't see you.
Yeah, well, I like hanging out in Blur.
Jerk.
How are we all doing today?
So maybe he's been here the entire time. He's just been blurred.
And laughing.
I want to apologize for the shit you've seen when he's not around.
It's not pretty.
Oh, boy.
He is pretty.
Oh, boy.
Oh, we have a
Can't
show.
believe that just happened.
I can.
Right?
Did you not see the two other people in this room?
No.
Like that's a pretty standard joke for us, isn't
It
it?
really
Oh,
is.
boy.
I mean, I pointed the gun at me, but that's fine too.
Fine. Okay, so we got a show.
Do we? Is that
Always.
what's happening?
That's the
always
thought
got a
behind
show.
it.
We always got a show.
We do, you know.
Weekly. It's what we do.
Week after week, we are here to.
Make your ears bleed.
Well, entertain, I hope.
I'm 6-1 at that point.
I just like the dead silence in there.
Man, you say that, now I can't take it out.
Exactly why I said it.
No, here we are once again. You know, your weekly werewolf podcast where we discuss various aspects of the game and make our funny boy little comments.
Yes.
Yes.
So if this is your first show, now you know what it's about.
Oh, man, if this is their first show,
Why not?
go
I'd
back.
much rather this be their first show than number one.
Oof.
Yes, that's true.
Which, by the way, we have to record a little trailer for Spotify.
Wait, we do?
Yeah, we can throw up a little trailer. Like I think it's like 5 minutes max.
Oh, I
That's
didn't know that
cool.
was a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now
No,
I know.
I found that out last. But you know, you were moving. Which, by the way, congratulations on the new home, Danny.
Thank you. For now.
Yeah.
Temporary, but
Okay,
yeah.
but congratulations on selling the old home.
Okay, I'll take
Yes,
that.
there you
Yes.
go.
Yes, yes.
Congratulations on that lump sum of money.
I'm not,
I am awaiting my cut.
I am not going to discuss that any further on this podcast.
His lawyer said no.
Wow.
My wife said no.
That's your lawyer.
But she doesn't listen to the podcast.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
So listen, Lainey. You know what? I'm going to stop right there.
Yes, good idea. Thanks.
Smart man.
Thanks. So yes, I have moved. We are back on schedule. We are back in not rushing through this kind of stuff and getting back into
Better
weekly.
episodes.
Well,
Do what we do
yeah.
the way we want to do them, not what we have time to do.
There we go. I'll take that. So, back in it to the not rest, but the next set of Near Realms.
Yeah, we are here once again to dive into the Umbra, and we're talking Near Realms again. This is part 3 of the Near
Part
Realms.
2.
Part 2.
Part dos. We only done one.
You sure?
We had
I'm not now.
tiptoed when we first did the Umbra.
Yeah, we had mentioned
We
a
had
couple.
mentioned a couple, but then we actually are doing a deep dive into each Near Realm.
Yeah, we're all picking one.
This is our second deep dive into the Near Realms.
And I'm on every episode.
Yes, you are.
I'm the host of the show.
Yes, you are.
And I'm the
reason-
one you guys can't
The only
do this
reason I
without.
know this is the pinned message I made.
He does stuff.
He does.
See, I
he
do
does
behind the
help.
scenes work. I'm not that much of an asshole. Jeez.
We actually have we recently got a newer member of the Discord, and he had just started the podcast. He's in the teens right now. I don't know how old he is, but he's in the teens in episodes.
That's number episode, right?
Right. And
I kind of feel bad, but At least he got through the first 5.
No, which was really cool. But he hit me up on Discord the other day about some stuff we said in like episode 8, and I'm like, what the fuck is episode 8?
Did you go back and look?
Probably not.
No. I was given there were context clues. I don't even remember the episode now. At the time, that like, okay, I got through it. Oh, we're talking about the worm.
Okay.
Because he was talking about my theory about, if the balance worm came back, and remember the husk thing.
The husk, yeah. If
yeah,
there was
the
a
idea that
fourth entity at that point would be worm, wild, weaver,
and the husk. Because the idea was, if the balance worm were to be freed and shed its skin, what happens to that skin? Surely the power of the triadic worm would be enough that it could still exist outside of the original host body of the defiler, or the balance worm.
That makes sense.
So I dubbed it the husk.
Yeah.
So you'd still have your Eater of Souls, Beast of War, that essence of the defiler worm would still be in play. And you could continue the game like that with this new 4th player as the enemy, while the Gyro are also trying to help nourish the balance worm, who's got to be weak as fuck at that point, too.
True. Which, going back and looking at that episode, it's like, holy shit, that was a long time ago.
Right, but he brought up the husk, and I remembered. And then he brought up a couple other talking points during the show, and I'm like, man, I have no idea what we said.
That was well.
Like, I don't remember what I said to these guys an hour ago. I certainly don't remember. Like, oh shit.
Well, an hour ago, we did some postmortems.
Yes, we did.
Don't remember what we said, but
Right, I couldn't tell you what we said, but I could tell you what we did.
Great. Oh, I remember some stuff. Just saying.
That said, Aegis, welcome to the Discord, to the team, but just reminded me of it. It's like, man, I have no idea who said what.
by the time he hears that, though, he's only in the teens. By the time he hears that shout out, oh boy.
That's true.
Maybe we should make him listen to this episode real quick.
Nah.
No, it'll be a nice surprise for him for like a year from now.
If it takes him that long to listen,
I don't know.
you never know. Don't know people's time frames.
I mean, if he just started, he's already in the teens. He's working his way up
He's
there.
doing pretty good. Of course, the episodes get longer.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I don't know if this isn't speaking of that at all. Did you know?
Segway failed.
Yeah,
Aborted.
It is August.
Yes.
I believe this is the last episode of August by the time this airs.
By the time this airs, I believe so, yes.
Yep. And interestingly enough, it will have been a year for our Patreon to be up.
Holy crap.
Wow.
So, real quick,
Really?
yeah, I want to thank those of you who have been with us since Jump Street on that. That is the fucking coolest thing.
Wow.
We are honored, we are humbled. Please keep it up.
Thank you. I mean,
No,
not
really.
just to those, but all the patrons. You guys have made some of this even more possible for us to keep going.
Yep.
It's a big deal. Thank you all.
I absolutely agree. Thanks to you guys, we were able to take care of things when an emergency pops up.
Get some stuff fixed.
Right. We had the that beautiful art we got for the website.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Paul Way for that as well. Beautiful art. But that was possible thanks to some of that financial help from the Patreon. It helps with our fees.
Yeah.
When
Keeping this going.
when we started, it's just like a hole in my damn pocket.
Yeah, we didn't know what to do.
It's a lot of money.
It was.
It was shocking how much it was at first.
And we're not making like no one's getting paid.
No,
But
it'd be
it's
nice, but now
it's recouping my startup costs. It's keeping our monthly stuff in check. So I mean, it's a huge help, and just thank you so much for that. And if you're not a member of the Patreon yet, I did say yet, which means you can join it, and that would be amazing. Yeah, we would definitely love to have you. We have some great rewards. I'm sure you've heard about more than once,
if they've listened by now, yeah.
right?
Again, this is your first one. Well, then get 3 tiers.
Yes, we do. First tier allows you the $5 tier. That's the Patreon Hangout. We do a monthly Hangout session where we usually watch some crappy movies and have a lot of laughs and some good times.
Plus the video games.
Plus the video games, yes. It's a thing we've added that we didn't tell you about, Tom.
Thanks.
Yeah. Is at the $5 level, they also have access to my PlayStation and my Steam accounts.
Oh, nice.
And Danny is getting in on that too.
Yep. And then play some Team RAI games.
Yep. Get a little RAI gaming team going. Have some fun with that.
Well,
If winter time comes, I'll jump in on that.
There you go.
And
So you will
before we
get
hit tier 2, just a quick reminder, we have Wednesday night game nights. And that's not a werewolf game. That's just playing fun, quick games with each other, hanging out with people.
Yep, that's
Hayes' game night.
Yep, that's done by our community member, Hayes. And that is not related to the Patreon.
No, it's not a Patreon. That's for anyone who's there.
Yep, if you're a member of the Discord, you are invited to that Wednesday night game night. You know, like Danny said, it's not werewolf. It's, you know, you don't know Hugh Jackman, and it's guess the tic-tac-toe and quiplash and stuff like that.
Just, it's party games.
Party games.
8 o'clock Eastern time.
Yep. Just a good way to hang out, get to know everybody on the server, and have some laughs.
So, yeah, and then back into Tier 2 for Patreon, the just now mentioned the postmortems. Yep. The follow-ups and deep dives into the games we've played, Tom and I, under Porter as the storyteller. And as a reminder, this is the only game we've ever played. Going on 4 years now?
Yeah, somewhere around there. 4
or 5.
Holy hell. So, deep dive into some of those games, all of those games, and see where our characters from where they started out until where they're at now.
And we're actually in the postmortem series. We're very close to closing out your guys' second chronicle, The Guilty.
The Guilty.
And I would not be surprised if we had a maybe some sort of Halloween bonus special to catch people up before we start on the next chronicle.
So keep an eye out for
I didn't say it's definitely happening, but we love Halloween here. You know, I mean, that's the season of giving.
Oh,
and I can't imagine
the season of giving.
Well, I can't imagine another holiday where you would want to give gifts to somebody and celebrate the season.
I can't think of one either.
So
works for me.
So trick or treat, it'll be a little trick or treat promotion.
It's definitely a treat, not a trick.
Well, but maybe like 1 in 6.
Yeah.
We'll just send them audio files of like Danny burping into the microphone for a half hour.
Oh, how about Danny's raps?
No.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it could just be Danny rapping or.
Please don't let it be. Don't bring those files back.
I could read the phone book.
That would take way too long. I don't think we have enough data on the internet for that.
Then it's not April, so that'd be a mean trick.
Well, it's not April tricks. It's trick or treat.
Fine. Let's talk about April Fools.
I mean, he's trying to bring April Fools into this, but it's trick or treat. You get a treat, you get a trick.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no risk reward, man. Maybe you spin the chamber. Maybe there's nothing. Maybe there's a bullet. You don't know until you go for it.
Wow, we're going that far. Okay.
Is this your first episode?
So our third level patrons.
There you go. Thank you.
Yes. What about the third level, Tom?
They get a NPC personally out of your Bible.
That's true.
You become the part of the NPC of the month club.
Yes, sir. That's these are well tested, well used NPCs. And several versions of them. So what I do is I write a definitive version. So you're not just getting some copy and paste of a Word file. I do a fresh write on them every month.
And they are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
They're a lot of fun to read.
Yeah, these guys get the preview before I publish. I always want to make sure that
I
it's
missed
up to...
last month's.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well,
you didn't send it.
It's Ted.
You need to send that.
I'll send it. I was late for the second time ever. I won't...
Besides the point.
Yeah, that's why.
When are you due?
Jantober.
Okay. All right.
Couldn't resist.
No. Welcome to the show, everybody. But that's our Patreon. And if you don't have or want to part with your money, we totally understand.
It's not necessary.
No,
it's appreciated, but
you could still help, and it's still a massive help. And you can do that by spreading word of mouth, by talking to people, sharing your love for the show, giving us 5-star ratings, Apple Podcast, give us some good reviews. It's important to get the word out, to get, more...
help the circulation, help us get the word out to more people.
Danny needs to be in more ear holes. Help the man.
Well, you need to be more ear holes.
But I don't want to make that joke about me. I want to make that joke about you.
Well, if I'm in the ear holes, you're in the ear holes.
It's like a team effort, huh? There's
2 ear holes, guys.
All right.
Well, Tom can bridge the link. Now let's...
Oh, boy.
All right, back to the topic at hand.
Yes, today we are back talking about the neuromes. So, as true to form, each one of us has picked a neurome to research and discuss. And I know Danny doesn't want to go first.
So is that your...
And I know Tom doesn't want to go first.
I'm going first.
But, okay.
Oh.
I was going to say, so I guess I will.
No, we'll leave out of the 3, the worst one first.
That's what I was going to, yes. I thought maybe we'll sandwich it in the middle. But,
Nah.
All right, so...
We'll bore you first, and then you get to the good stuff.
also gross?
Maybe that's not what we should strive for.
Well,
We do want to ring the bell around here.
I'm going to try.
That is surrender bell.
I'm going to try. It's just this one was a little rough.
And you picked this one.
I did. Well, I mean, I picked randomly, but yeah.
Oh, I thought it was intentional. Since
Kind of was, because when I read the synopsis of what it was, I was like, oh, yeah, Fiona, Faye, I should totally do this one.
right, and your character spent time there.
Correct.
Well, then why is it that boring?
I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's
Tom,
It's more, it was rough because Umbra 20, between, obviously Revised and Umbra 20, Umbra 20 had a page on this thing. Revised had about 9 pages.
Okay.
So it was just, when you read just Umbra 20, it's like, I don't understand half of this because it has no context.
okay.
Interesting. Why wouldn't it have context then?
Well, I'm a big fan of Umbra 20. I think there's a lot of really good shit in the back of that book. But I have noticed, and we've dealt with this before, in Umbra 20, they tend to have cut stuff out of the Near Realm sections.
Like, as just to...
I don't know why,
Okay.
but stuff like Laws of the Realm,
I'm not even going to speculate then.
Story Seeds, maybe it's a page count thing that they had so much extra they wanted to do, and it's like, well, fuck, either we cut out this really useful spirit section, or we cut out the optional laws for all the Near Realms. I don't know,
Yeah,
Okay.
but they did.
it
So,
happened. So I had Arcadia Gateway.
Which sounds kind of cool.
It does. And, just how it sounds, it's the gateway to Arcadia.
And what's Arcadia?
Arcadia is the land of the Fae.
All right.
Say it sounded familiar. I didn't know that.
I did, but we're doing a show.
We're doing a thing. So the near realm of Arcadia Gateway, stated directly from it, is not the land of the Fae, but the pathway. This would be essentially the doorway to find Arcadia.
Or a gateway to it.
Or a gateway.
Oh,
look at that. But when you're reading through Umbra 20, it takes you through most of what they had there until it finally hits you. That's what it is.
Huh.
But their first sentence was, "This is not the land of the Fae." So Arcadia itself, it's they gave a little description, I guess, just a tiny little blurb. It's too alien and short-lived to survive within the near realms. But few deny that Arcadia Gateway has a connection to the homeland of the Fairfolk, which obviously is Arcadia.
And I can appreciate that as a bridge. And I mean, there's a lot here. We start to dip into changeling territory, which we know fuck all about.
Right.
So, remind you guys real quick, we're only doing this with the werewolf perspective. We don't know.
That's not our...
No.
It's not our...
Forte?
Forte, there you
Not
go.
our jam.
Not our jam. Maybe eventually we'll dive into other things, but we have a lot to cover on werewolf.
Right.
There is a lot.
Nah, I think we're good here.
Yeah, I'm happy with what we're doing. But
Hey, we're 5 years down the road after we've covered everything. You never know.
So, what gets me, though, is you're saying that the gateway is enough to be a near realm, but the actual place is not enough?
well, you seem more like it's not compatible.
It's not compatible to survive in the Umbra like that.
Okay.
Think like freshwater versus saltwater.
That makes more sense that way. Okay.
Yeah. The gateway, it's your link between the two.
That's fair. I can deal with that, yeah.
Okay, so the gateway actually pulses with wild energy.
Oh.
And this wild energy actually seeps into human dreams, and that's how it that's how it's created. That's how it was created, essentially.
Interesting. Okay.
No, I dig it. And it's always been my understanding. And again, this isn't like Dracula's where I pretend and I just make fun, but I really don't know anything. No, is the...
What? Dracula's expert.
I know a few things about Dracula's.
Right.
He knows enough.
I know
Called Dracula's.
Yes,
It's my favorite of our running gags.
it really is.
I love so much how our audience, thank you guys, have embraced it.
And they say it all the time on the Discord
All
when they're
the time.
talking about it.
We have new members coming. I was like, I listened to what you're on Dracula's, and I'm like, oh, that's hilarious.
Yep.
We need to make a shirt now.
We might have to. We can. I mean,
I know.
We can do whatever we want.
That said, but I really don't know anything about changeling. What I understand though is, the dreams and the belief in them is the thing that fuel their existence.
Yep. And the dreams actually help slow the calcification and decay caused by the worm and the weaver.
Okay, now it's making sense on why this would be like the near realm. It's making more sense this way. Okay.
Yeah, like you think about it, the Tinkerbell thing. Believe in fairies, clap your hands.
Yeah.
Only all the fairies are just evil dicks.
That I knew.
Because it's like old folklore,
Yeah, they like to play tricks and stuff.
Like eat your babies and steal some, and they're evil.
That's a hell of a trick.
They're not very nice, though.
Yeah, no.
Their folk aren't very nice.
We're talking old folklore, Faye. It's not... It's not fucking Legolas, all right?
Got it.
So, all right. So some think the realm is a literal pathway to Arcadia, cobbled with nightmares flanked by gardens sculpted into shapes of love, beauty, and honor. But you can't find the door.
Only certain people go there, Ken? Or
We'll get to there. But essentially, I'll get to it later, but the door has been sealed shut.
if they find it.
I mean, you could still find a remnant of it. We'll get to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then others actually believe that no such opening exists in the gateway at all. But the realm was actually inhabited by the Fae and might hold clues to the true location of Arcadia. So it's give and take. They're giving you both on that, and both plausibles. And plus, there's actually, and I tell this to everybody, there's really good story hooks if you want to write a chronicle around the Arcadia Gateway.
Mm-hmm.
There's in Umbra 20, and not even, and also in Revised, there's really good plot hooks they have in there. I definitely recommend taking a look if you're very interested in this near realm.
Excellent.
I like this little tidbit that if events in this realm radically change its nature or destroy it, it would echo into the physical world, and this alone is why the Garu are interested.
I mean, I can see it. You said there that this place is like seeping into people's dreams, and if something happens, imagine what happens to like those dreams.
Well, that's the thing, is the dreams are becoming less and less. This place is actually dying off.
Okay. See? There we go. That's my thoughts exactly.
Because the wild is getting weaker and weaker.
Yeah.
Well, and people are getting shittier.
Yeah, that too.
Well, again, you
Yes.
know, it's that belief, it's that imagination that sparks them and gives them life. So, give the guy a fucking iPad instead of playing with an imaginary friend. Mm-hmm. Right?
Dumbing them down. Yep.
But Bejeweled.
but Bejeweled. All right, so
Is that
they
even a
have
game anymore?
It's probably still a game. I mean, come on. I wouldn't doubt it.
I think you
There's
just call it
some
something
kind of
else.
time passer.
It's just Candy
Block
Crush now.
matcher, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a time waster.
All right.
Most
So
of them are.
there's actually two origin stories to this. I guess they couldn't decide on which way they wanted to take this.
Oh, revision changes.
Kinda. I mean, it's
Addition changes.
addition changes. There you go.
So is
It
this
was like
more
the-
of...
This is most of what I have down is from Umbra 20. But I did go back to revise because in Umbra 20 it did not explain a lot of the back stuff.
So is this more of for the storyteller, and they can decide how their story hook's going? Which of these two it is? Or
If they wanted to, yeah, they could use either one or
Okay.
don't use either one and make up something else.
Yeah, maybe they're both bullshit.
Yeah.
Maybe,
But this is what this will be what Umbra 20 has on it. And actually, the first story they give out, it's so descriptive that this should have been the one.
okay.
It's so more descriptive than the second one. Like, when you're going to hear me read this, and then you're going to hear me read the second one's going to take me like 5 seconds.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So the first story goes as the Fae lived on Earth many millennia ago when the world was young and full of hidden places and chaotic magic. In those days, the fair folk took humans as lovers. They hunted them, and they used them as playthings. It's a big shocker, right?
That's a wide variety of things.
Very wide variety of things. Basically, they've ruled over the humans. I mean, that's essentially how that went.
It sounds pretty well dominated.
Yeah. But then humanity learned how to forge iron. And once they forged iron, guess what?
Yeah, bad time.
Bad time, because iron to the Fae is like silver to Garu.
Okay. So it's their kryptonite.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's like worse, too.
Oh,
It permanently kills them.
fuck.
Well, and it's not even just, and I don't know if the lores match up, but there's traditional Fae lore, and that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like White Wolf didn't invent that shit. So, like, there are stories of, like a bell made of iron, and the sound from that bell will be painful.
Ooh,
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
that makes sense, though. I can
That's
see
kind of
that.
cool, yeah. Use that to, like, disorient them and then come in with an iron crowbar or something stupid, whatever the case.
Some nails.
Yeah,
Just
anything.
throw the nails.
Or a nail gun.
Spinach has a lot of iron.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're going. Okay. Right. Yeah. Oh, boy.
All right, so the Fae that didn't perish, they went into hiding. And the nobles of that Fae decided that if they can't rule this world, well, they're going to go create one and or find one that they can rule over. Because they're just assholes and they want to rule over people.
Makes sense.
So they started to walk the spirit world. They went to the Umbra. They started to walk the spirit world. And through their adventure, they willed Arcadia into existence and then closed the door behind them. Thus, the creation of Arcadia Gateway. Because through their pathing of the Umbra, it created the gateway.
Place is saved, bitch.
And what are you, born in a barn?
Right.
Shut the door.
Shut the door.
Shut the door. Is that where Ali Oxenfree came from?
That was Paul Bunyan.
Oh.
Babe, the blue.
Yeah, I knew where you were going with it.
So
Hey, fuck you.
The other story, you ready for this? The other story is the fair folk originated in Arcadia and came to the Earth to search for new amusements, thus making the gateway an outpost to observe Earth before the invasion, or just a place they used to enter the near Umbra. Done.
I take that back, Warner. Fuck you, Tom.
What? I'm saying the second story is nowhere near as good as the first.
No,
I'm just kidding. Not. I'm just.
The second one just makes it kind of like a glory hole.
Oh.
I'm going to be honest, I wanted to get that out before he finished drinking. And I feel like I have failed us all.
You did.
Man, he would have spit all over that microphone, though.
Yeah, you would have, but it would have been really funny.
Yeah.
So now, after you get through those descriptions, guys, they go with the Fae do not inhabit the gateway.
Oh.
They reiterated it.
Okay.
That the Fae do not inhabit the gateway.
But there are inhabitants of that realm.
There are, and I'm getting that right now. A handful of stranded changelings have homes here. The vast majority of the inhabitants are emanations who believe they are Fae, but cannot exist outside of the gateway. And they are currently gaining more and more panic and despair because the gateway is shrinking. And obviously it's going to not exist
Right.
soon enough. So now, the inhabitants of the gateway are actually, they belong to two courts. The Seelie and the Unseelie. Not like good and bad.
Okay.
It specifically states that. It's not, you can't say it's good and bad.
Well, you can.
You can, but that's
I mean, we can say anything.
You can, but that's
Check
not
it
how
out.
it works.
Flip-flop. Lifesaver.
Turtle. Stop sign.
I like turtles.
Wake up the monkey and show him $1.
Why?
Toilet cleaner.
You guys are weird.
Vespa.
It's a cool bike.
People tune into this.
Right? People like listening to us.
We just proved you wrong.
You got any
Say anything we want.
Any questions yet?
Yeah. Guys, I like the part where you just stroked out, apparently.
Well, that was last. That was something else.
Oh, oops.
That wasn't this one.
Oh, thanks for listening to the podcast.
Yeah, there we go.
No, they were with you so far, but
So, the Seelie?
And the Unseelie.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to describe them a little bit.
Like, are they the same, just the opposite?
Well, just think of it like two different factions.
But are they the same and they're just opposites?
well, no, like the Hatfields and the not Hatfields.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like,
Real original on the names, right?
well, I mean...
But they're not
complete.
complete opposites.
Okay.
It's just a coincidence.
It's just a coincidence the way that it happened to get named. So the Seelie, they're honorable, they never forget a debt, they revere beauty in all forms, and believe love conquers all.
So the good guys.
I guess you could call them the good guys.
So the Unseelie
But
are the bad guys.
this is why the book stated you can't necessarily call it good and bad.
But then you just described, like, they give to charity and work to cure diseases and fucking... They did it all for the glory of love, man.
You're going to kill Danny again.
But they're not the good guys.
No, see, I'm laughing because you can't get your story straight while Porter keeps talking.
What do you mean my story's straight? I'm telling you what it said in the book.
Yeah, but every time you try and keep going, he stops you, and that's
fine.
what's funnier.
It's great. This is radio for two right now.
Oh.
So,
Is it?
So tell me about the Unseelie.
No. I'm still on the Seelie.
Oh, he's still
I
on
still
the
want to talk
good
about
guys.
the good guys. That was for you.
The not good guys? Is that what you said?
No. I said I still want to talk about the good guys, and he
You
freaked
son
out.
of a bitch.
So the good guys are led by Lord Lysander, and actually recently, stating by Umbra 20, he has disappeared.
Just gone.
Just disappeared. And they actually have about 5 story hooks on trying to find him. Or figure out what happened to him, stuff like that.
Okay.
But when you look at Revised, it says he's dead.
Just flat out dead.
Just flat out dead.
And tell you how. Okay. Hey, man, I'm just curious.
Well, I could see where both could be true, though.
Yeah, sure.
Well, they see that 20 pulled it back.
Yeah, that kind of was the idea with 20, was to take the second edition narrative in modern day.
Mm-hmm.
But, I could see where, if you wanted to, both could be true. I saw a movie a while back where this gentleman was dead, and they put a voodoo curse on him. So whenever he heard music, he would get up and kind of walk around. So it's possible that both of these are true. And that Lysander and my man Bernie both fell afoul of the same voodoo priest.
That movie's fantastic.
So the Unseelie.
The best part is when they have him with the headphones and they strap up to his ears and he's walking in the bottom of the ocean floor.
These are ridiculous.
Surprised they didn't make more of those.
Oh, man. Well,
So the Unseelie. You ready? The quote unquote for you guys, bad guys.
you said they weren't the bad guys.
Just listen, they're passionate. They believe in enlightened self-interest. They create change whenever and wherever possible, and they insist that power is not power unless it is being used.
That sounds like the bad guys to me.
Well, that last sentence does.
Yeah,
the rest of it doesn't.
The Unseelie don't seem very unseemly.
See? Until they're led by Queen Mariana, if I said it right.
Is she the opposite of...
She is ruthless leader, and she rules with an iron grip.
There we go.
And she is actually trying to take over all of Arcadia Gateway.
Iron, that's a bad idea.
Well, it's just how it's in quotes, iron grip. But
I'm
she's
just
not
saying,
actually ruling with iron.
They should have chose a different word. Now I'm confused.
And she actually is trying to, because since Lysander's missing, she's trying to take over all of the Gateway. And there's actually speculation in Revised that she was kicked out of Arcadia.
Yeah,
and
that's
this
interesting.
This is the only place that she can live right now.
So she's trying to get there before she dies kind of thing?
She's just trying to take it all over because she wants to... She did something bad in Arcadia, maybe. She wanted to rule Arcadia, maybe. And instead, she got booted. And now she wants to rule all of the Arcadia Gateway.
Yeah, that's some fun stuff. Admittedly...
It's speculation.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely. But, I would want to know more... I'd want to be more well-versed in Changeling before I started to really riff on that. Because I feel like my none amount of knowledge...
You're none.
Yeah, my
I'm going to give you a .001.
Okay.
You got something. You know how to say changeling.
My percent...
My 0%
my
of knowledge.
fraction of a percent of knowledge on Changeling. I'd love to riff on that. What that could mean. What would be a greater plan, maybe, for making an invasion one place or another to consolidate power, or to dive into that. But I know so aggressively little about it. I feel like I'd be stepping on some fundamental,
Probably.
It'd be like if you'd never played werewolf. I'd go, well, why doesn't your guy just become the king of the werewolves?
Why not?
It's because of 12 reasons, honestly. Because you know so little, I don't even know how to begin to correct you.
Or I was going to say 13 reasons, but...
This guy.
At least.
This guy.
And we need him for the show.
I know.
Yes, you do.
This guy. So then let me paint you a little picture of what the Gateway actually looks like.
Give us some word salad.
Some word salad.
So, of the Gateway... Apologies, go for it.
No. I want to know what your brain was processing there.
Yeah, well, I thought you said the doorway.
The doorway's hidden.
I know. I thought you were going with the doorway. So, I apologize. Explain to me what the Gateway looks like.
Well, the actual realm.
Yes.
Arcadia Gateway.
That's why I said, my apologies. Please continue.
You thought you meant the... Yeah, I got it.
Okay, I get where you're going. Okay.
Yep.
Well, at least you caught yourself.
Yes, I did.
Before you made a boo-boo.
That we put a hat on it.
Yeah, we would have put a big hat on it.
I know.
So the Gateway actually is, it's, what is it, the seasons. Mm-hmm. It looks just like it has north, south, east, and west, and in each quadrant is a season. So it's
just
a
all the time?
direct reflection of the seasons. So on the eastern side of the Gateway, you have the Palace of the Summer. And this is located on the edge of the realm, or edge of the Ocean of Dreams. or the coast. That's what they call it. Sorry, the coast of the Ocean of Dreams. And then the Fortress of Winter is on the western edge. And then spring and autumn divide the space in between the two, with autumn country in the north and springland in the south.
Springland. I
Yeah,
like that.
they call it springland.
I like that.
So the Seelie rule in spring and summer, and the Unseelie rule in fall and winter. And the Arcadian Gateway literally reflects the landscape with these seasons.
Huh. So you can have the left and the right side, and I'll take the top and the bottom.
But now, this is where it comes into, this is what I'm saying, with Lysander being missing, according to 20, Queen Mariana is starting to take over. She's taking a lot more land, so it's becoming more winterized. And they actually have a nice little story and revised on how winter is starting to spread.
Okay.
Nice.
And the last little tidbit is landmarks in this realm will frequently move or change shape at random.
You know, I just thought of Groundhog Day.
That wasn't random at all. That was the same thing every day.
No.
No, it was.
I get that.
But no, see, Bill Murray would...
I know. Shut your mouth for a quick second here. Right? The groundhog sees a shadow. We get a little bit more winter that time around or something along those lines. I can see that being part of this whole thing. Like, she's trying to take over. Oh, look, but that's why we're having 6 more weeks of winter.
She wants to rule the groundhogs?
Fuck off.
Thank you for that.
All right. Forget it.
Yeah. Any questions, guys?
Well, it's, I'd love to have more, but it seems so tied into Changeling.
It really is. And that's what I struggled with, and that's why I was saying this one's a little rough, because, one, I had to jump through 3 books.
Right.
And still, I'm confused a little bit here and there. But like I said, they had really neat story. I made sure I read all of those. I didn't write them down, but I read them all, and there's really good plot hooks in there.
So they didn't bring anything up about the Fianna, though, because the Fianna being so
Revised
closely
it.
tied? Okay.
But I didn't write it down.
So it wasn't enough, then?
It really wasn't much, but it was basically Fianna have a better understanding of talking with everybody that's in Arcadia Gateway. Like, they'll be more welcoming, and because of the history.
Okay.
Well, and I know that, again, Tom, was Crimson Ghost, his character, spent some time in Arcadia Gateway. I believe it was 6 months.
And yeah, when I was on the run.
Trapped in the realm.
Now, it's time act differently in that realm?
Yes.
Compared,
Yeah.
okay.
It's one of the, what are they called?
Laws?
Yeah,
the
one of the
law.
laws. You had to go through revised for that.
It's in the first one, too. But yeah, for those who don't know, but I guess we'll get to it in the postmortems as well. But, Tom had to drop out for a bit, or for personal reasons, just family shit, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And obviously the game went on, but we wrote Tom out briefly. And then when Tom came back, he and I got together and kind of came up with the gist of where he had been the last 6 months in game time. Or it was a little more than 6 months.
It was about 6 months. It was maybe 8. It was 6 to 8. It was somewhere in that general
Yeah, so I
area.
guess it wasn't 6 months stuck in the gateway.
No. It was only a couple. I'd had to pull up the
two or
back out.
three then, maybe?
It wasn't much. I did get out pretty quickly.
Well, relatively speaking.
Relatively
in
speaking. But
the real world, relatively
in the
quickly.
real world,
In there,
because actually, and I just pulled it up, in the realm, time passes randomly in relation to Earth. One day in the gateway may pass in an hour of game time, or it may take a year. This is entirely at the discretion of the storyteller.
So yeah, he was 6 months in Arcadia Gateway time.
but only a few weeks gone.
Month and a half or so.
Yeah,
I
something.
mean, we had it all. He was a very busy guy.
Yeah. I was
Sounds
doing
right.
a lot.
Yeah, he did that. We had this whole kind of Rambo riff with him.
It was fun.
Yeah.
We definitely got to save that for a page or the postmortems, though.
Oh, it'll happen.
Yeah, we'll find a way to carve that in because
You're going to have to.
yeah.
Because you're going to be doing postmortems with just Danny
Yeah.
for a chronicle. I mean, I'll be
no,
there.
yeah, yeah, no,
I'll
he'll
be
here.
there,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying
he'll
it'll
the
be
only one
just
that
his
will play,
character.
Which I'm fine with, or whatever.
They'll kind of have to take the lead on those. What was this like? Whatever. that's a that's show meeting. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this is not... We're doing a show here.
Well, you talked about the landmarks in Arcadia. They move around randomly?
Yeah.
Like, because they show up in, like, the winter side, and then...
They just move. They just randomly can move. That's just what it's...
Are they the
it's
same
stated in-
landmarks, though?
Yeah, it would just be the same thing. Just pop up somewhere else.
It doesn't change at all.
Well, like today, the Statue of Liberty is in L.A.
Okay.
But speaking of segues,
Right? Okay.
I like this.
yeah. See, I picked the Flux realm.
Oh, here we go.
The land of segues and randomness and what the fucks.
Toy boat. So.
Did you say toy boat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because randomness.
Nice.
Yeah. So Flux is a remnant of the wild's formerly vast spiritual domain. Flux is to the wild what Malpheus is to the worm. What the cyber realm would be to the weaver.
Uh-huh.
Or to the Scar before that got fucked off, but that's a different show. But the point was it's the wild's epicenter, the wild's realm in the Umbra.
Just don't go there all willy-nilly.
Well, we'll get to that. You can't anyway.
Oh, okay.
We'll get there though.
Okay.
Now you mentioned landmarks.
Mm-hmm.
So unsurprisingly, the Flux is completely devoid of landmarks.
It's just void space.
No, true to its name, it's always in a state of flux. It's moving and changing and morphing constantly.
So there really are no landmarks to know where you're at.
Or at least there are for another 50 seconds, or 50 years, or if it already ended. You know, mountain ranges will spring up out of nowhere and like erupt and turn into like a massive lake, which can become a jungle in like an hour.
My goodness.
Like black is east, south is white, you know, left turned into your dog. It's all crazy.
This is very
Black
wild.
is east, south is white, left into dog.
Yep.
Okay.
It's crazy.
This is very wild.
Yeah,
I like this.
No, it's a good luck finding the thing, asshole. It's.
And if you find it, good luck getting out of it.
Oh, we're gonna.
Yeah, I know we're getting there. But
Yeah. Here's the thing too: is like we're not bound by Gaia's laws here. So, like on top of this crazy random lake I talked about, it might be floating above the ground.
What the hell?
Just fucking floating in the sky, mocking you. Maybe it'll burst into flames.
But I was thirsty.
Well, now it's a warm drink.
I was cold.
Wait a second. I don't know. It's like Michigan.
But just.
Yeah. I pulled a quote. You know, even the celestial phenomena are uncertain here.
Oh, wow.
Luna has vast power within the realm and occasionally sprouts smaller versions of herself in the manner of an amoeba, then resorbs them later on. The sun sometimes turns black, red, or other colors, while the sky flickers and sees in a variety of hues. Stars and constellations wheel randomly in the heavens. Time itself is not a constant here. A day can last for weeks or end in the blink of an eye.
Jesus.
Just hearing that Helios and Luna are just like,
Yep.
yep.
Them too.
Lord.
You know, I think a word, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would think of.
All right. Oh, so the realm is home to the spiritual of the wild. Obviously.
Uh-huh.
Fucking, what do you want from
Random
me here?
chaos.
Yeah, imagine that. So, you know, all manner of wild spirits can be found here. Maybe some prototype Gorgons.
That'd be kind of cool to see.
And no one says no, and no was not a thing in Flux. So,
No means left.
maybe, right?
No, that was dog.
Oh, sorry. No means right.
I was going to say up.
Okay.
That's an umlaut. But the realm holds like constant wild storms. And like, you know, all matter of chimerae and griffins are there, you know. More than that though. Great beasts, okay, and like other lost monsters, like locked away through the ages. So like you're gonna get mammoths and like dinosaurs and crazy shit you ain't even heard of.
Dinosaurs.
You heard me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. At first I thought you misspoke, and then I realized what you did.
Yeah.
It's Flux.
That's a super deep cut.
Yeah. I realized it. I saw you.
Yeah, like, and I mean, we're talking to a level where it's not even unheard of to run into alternate past or present or future versions of yourself. You could run into Old Man Jaeger. You could run into a Jaeger with both arms. You could run into an Old Man Jaeger with both arms. You could run into an Old Man Jaeger that's actually a woman.
Oh, boy.
Fucking anything goes, man.
So, just alternate realities.
Anything goes, man.
It's random chaos. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the alternate reality.
Well,
kind of
no one's...
craziness.
You're the only one saying that.
There's more than just that there.
I think what you're talking about in terms of alternate reality has too much structure for the realm.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, like, that's the only reason I didn't give it to you. Like, that's very organized, and that's not what we do here.
That's fair. Oh, shit.
Beyond all of that, there is one entity that lives in Flux.
Worm.
It's an incarna called the Coil. It's not the worm, you prick.
Just thought it'd be funny if it was.
That wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't,
that would also,
but that's why I'm saying.
Yeah, I was
it's
going to
funny.
say it would also maybe fit the realm. So, no, the Coil is fucking ancient. And true to the realm, its appearance is not static. So it can be whatever the fuck it wants to be, too. Although, I posit that, contrary to the seeming randomness, that it can take whatever the form it damn well pleases. It doesn't say that. You know, it says true to the realm. It can look like anything. I think it can choose.
I don't see why not. Everything else is random. Why
saying it
wouldn't
has a
they?
conscience to do that.
It's an incarna.
Well, that's true. Okay, yeah.
You know, and to the point, and I bring this up because here's the thing. It's so ancient and powerful that any visiting incarna will pay Coil a great respect.
Wow.
Whoa.
So,
This is like the original Incarna then?
we don't know. It's possible that the Coil is an avatar of the wild itself. Or maybe it's an incarna that has bonded with or been absorbed by the region. I mean, we can't even rule out a Nightmaster situation. Where perhaps once upon in the blink of the fucking dawn of existence, a Garu got in there, got all hopped up on wild, and became the Coil. Maybe it was a Naga, because it's the Coil. But but again, that's just speculation. You know, personally, I like the Avatar of the Wild the most.
Okay.
But
That would make the most sense.
right, but dealer's choice is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was going to say you have multiple possibilities true to the realm.
Right? The good news is that the Coil isn't hostile to Garu,
That's good.
and sometimes will even help. But, like, it's the kind of help I give sometimes.
Oh, that's not good help.
Like the help with the quotes around it,
Yep.
where you're, like, trying to think of the name of the
devil's
car, and then I just
advocate.
start saying
Yep.
random shit that I know it
What's
isn't.
the name of the car? Speaker.
Coconut?
Okay.
Blue Diamond Phillips?
Yeah.
No, the make of the car. Yeah, I'm helping. You know, an example they gave is the Coil might help a pack of Garu besieged by a Bane army by majestically fusing all the Garu into a gigantic, monstrous colossus of heads, arms, and maws, then forget to change them back to normal.
Quote unquote forget.
No,
No?
no,
Oh, see, I'm thinking doing it on purpose.
helping.
Yeah, that sure is helping. Like, hey, look, you can defeat the form like that.
What's the name of that actor? B. Arthur? No, the actor. B. Arthur? No, the name of the actor, Scarlett Johansson. Like that.
Dick.
Helping.
Yeah, you're helping. Helping confuse me more.
Yeah. Helping everyone else have a good time.
Yep.
Playing devil's advocate.
You're pretty good at that already.
It's fun times. Sometimes I like to help.
We're not kidding. That actually happened.
Yep.
On several occasions, actually.
Now, you talked about entry and exit.
Mm.
So we're talking about that now. Moon paths will go to Flux.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think it was going to happen.
You can, yeah, I know, right? You can get a moon path to Flux. That's cool. The thing is the Weaver doesn't like that.
The Weaver doesn't
The
like
Weaver's
that?
not a fan of Flux. Imagine that.
I wonder why.
So the Weaver's minions want to shut that shit down, and they'll try to hide the location in the pattern webs. So, like, you can get a moon path.
If you could find it.
Right.
Then if you find it, you're still fighting through pattern webs.
Well, and more than that, right? So if they hidden location, hidden, the pattern webs, they're hiding it. So you got to make a roll to find it.
Shit.
And we're talking Int Enigma's Diff 9.
Wow.
Whoa.
Then, if you do that, you have to breach the webs barricading the realm. And you know how pattern spiders love it when you fuck with the pattern webs.
Right, yeah, that's not a good day for you.
Like, that's rule number 1 in Weaver friendship, is please fuck with the webs.
Yeah, makes sense.
So when you mess with the webs, the thunder comes down. All matter of pattern and whatever, hunter, killer, whatever spiders, they come at you. So you're going to do that shit while you're trying to break the barricade. Well, to break the barricade,
It's another roll, isn't it?
yeah, it's another roll.
Fuck.
It's another roll to break the barrier.
Jesus.
Same Enigma.
It's like Gauntlet 2 Electric Boogaloo. And and again is a Diff 9. So you guys are already pissed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make it worse.
Lord, man, come on.
Are you ready for the suck part?
Oh, we didn't get there yet.
No.
Okay.
How have we not gotten there
You
yet?
have not gotten to this. The suck part is actually breaking the barricade. Takes a number of turns equal to 15 minus the breaching shifter's gnosis.
Oh, what?
So if you guys have 6 perms between you,
Uh-huh.
it'll take 9 turns.
To break.
But that's 9 turns of rolling, or just you roll it once, but it's still 9 turns until you get through.
It's going to be 9 turns until you get through. So that's 9 turns of fending off Weaver bullshit.
I was going to say there's 9 more turns of more, like, spirits coming at you for breaking the webs.
Just like Cleopatra, motherfucker. That's the suck.
That sucks.
That's the suck.
So don't go there unless you have really low noses.
No, really high noses.
Oh, because the higher the better.
Yeah, 15 turns minus the breacher's gnosis.
What would be the reason for someone to go to Flux to begin with? Because this sounds like they just, you don't need to be here, don't do it.
We can do that now, and I can circle back around, or we can wait.
Alright, if you got a way to go around it, go for it.
All right. And we still got to exit, because that's a little bit of a bitch, too.
Oh boy.
You see, there are exits. There are exits. Big shock, they appear randomly, and they go to random places.
Big shocker.
I mean, like, where's the exit? It's down the hall by the what? Everything changes.
By the dog.
But the dog is already gone. The dog turned into a piano and is now your niece.
Oh, fuck.
Right? So if you find an exit,
You have no idea where you're going to.
right, there's a roll. I didn't write it down because it's not important.
Oh my
At least
you
it's
can-
not as bad as the getting in.
That you can try to figure out where it goes. But what you could learn is somewhere.
So it could very possibly go right back into Flux.
That's possible. And if you're the storyteller, that's a colossally dick move.
Yeah.
Also a little hilarious.
I found an exit. Oh, fuck, that's the entrance. Again.
like you just walk into like the little portal, and it's just a cul-de-sac.
God damn
You
it.
come out the same fucking portal.
Oh my god.
Dick move.
That's a bad
No,
day.
it would be a totally dick move. But that's the thing is, the gates out of Flux can take you fucking anywhere. Just figure it out too bad. Now, I mentioned about time and space being wonky.
Yeah, briefly.
You know, that you can mess with it. And you totally can. There are penalties and benefits associated with it.
Sure.
And, I'm not going to get all into the, there's a table here on this page, and the table says, whatever. But you can absolutely screw with time itself while you are in Flux.
Oh, so don't go messing with stuff while you're there?
Or maybe go messing with stuff when you're there. Maybe that's why. And you bring up reasons to be there, and I'll point you to back in the Virginia games. I think I've mentioned before the attack on the submarine,
Yes.
right? This gets a little wonky. Because, I created the pack, the Defense and Desire pack, which you guys are aware of.
Yep.
They showed up minutes before the attack on the Cairn to warn the Garu there of the attack on the Cairn. And the reason they were able to do that is because when the Cairn was attacked and fell, and everyone died, they were in the Amazon. 2 days later, their tour was over, and they came back,
And everyone's gone.
found they couldn't get the moon bridge, so they went to Central Park, made the run, and found that their cairn had fallen and all their friends and family had died. Recently, because these bodies are kind of fresh. So they went to Flux to turn back time to be able to help and to bring back up to save that cairn from falling.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
It affected them.
I was waiting
Not
for
surprised on that.
Yeah, I had some of their body parts swapped. And they were different ages than when they left.
Older or younger?
Both.
Oh. Ouch.
Like Chance and Swallows each had one of each other's eyeballs.
That still works.
Yeah, it still works, but
it. Like you can see out of the other head, though?
no.
Okay,
Like, this eye's brown now.
Okay.
But
So they each have a left brown eye and a right blue eye kind of thing?
kind of thing, yeah. That was their original deal.
Well, that was going easy on them.
It was. But, I mean, you don't want to fuck around with time. And with all ropes, we have the laws, so the land, because we know the landscape of Flux changes constantly. It's not usually severe enough to kill travelers. Usually.
We just said a mountain could pop up, and you could be on that.
Well, right, but I mean, we think of a Nexus crawler, right? Who can
Wow.
randomly, alter reality and, turn you into grape jelly if it wanted to.
Yeah.
It's generally not that haha, you're dead in flux. Some theorists posit that visitors exercise significant unconscious control over the area to avoid that sort of lethal thing, but we're speculating.
This whole entire thing is speculation.
Right.
Because it's so random, you can't tell for sure.
Shifters in flux change uncontrollably.
You could be trying to run as fast as you can in Lupus, and all of a sudden,
You're Hamid.
bro. And then you're in Hamid, and then, hey, you might be missing an arm as soon as you shift.
Oh, all of you are part of you. Yeah. Like every turn, what's different now?
Fuck. Hell.
You have lupus legs and a Krynos upper half.
That's a scary thought.
You just have to deal with that or you could will yourself out of it. But that's a different thing, too. Transformations in flux are easy, though. You don't need to roll. You don't need to spend rage. You could just do it. So,
Well, that's kind of cool.
unless you botch your initial roll being exposed to flux energies.
Oh, there's the
crux.
Yep.
Yep. Also, no entity can be physically bound or dominated while in flux. So any mind control shit ain't gonna work. But on top of that war spirit in your fucking weapon,
Gone.
bye-bye. It's free now.
Does it come back when you go to leave?
Nah.
If it comes back with you, if it goes back into the weapon.
If.
Ideally, it wouldn't. Or, I mean, it would stick to the bargain. It might be thankful for the ability to stretch its legs for a bit, provided you've been respectful to the fetish.
That's true. Or it could want to kill you.
If you've been a shithole.
Yeah.
That's kind of on you. Now, the wild energies are also, like, crazy nauseating, right? You have to make frenzy rolls every scene.
Holy cow.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's about normal. Same rules for frenzy, but every scene, you have to make a new frenzy roll. And
Imagine frenzying there. Oh, boy. It's
No.
bad time.
No. I refuse to.
You don't want to imagine it? All right.
No, I don't want to imagine it at all.
Now, botch will add a derangement to the shifter in question.
Permanent? Storyteller discretion.
Mother's touch or expenditure of a great amounts of willpower. I don't know what great amounts means, but
Storyteller discretion.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. Now, the other thing, too, is, we talk about messing with time, but knowledgeable shifters can really get in there and fuck with the laws of reality while in flux. They can manipulate the wild energies. There are rolls for it. Spend Gnosis points and roll Charisma Primal Urge Diff 9 to consciously change any physical appearance or body composition. Cosmetic changes require a single success. The more radical changes, like transforming yourself into living silver, that might mean 5 or more. But the more radical the change, the more likely it is the shifter will suffer detrimental effects, I can speak English, upon returning to the material world. Bad news bears for Metis. You cure that thing, it's going to come back hard.
And probably worse.
Yeah. Now, again, talking about going to flux. Now, I think when you're using flux, I think something to look out for is Looney Tunes.
I can see why you would think, because me, I can't see that. But I would understand why someone could very easily do it.
Yeah, I mean, this could easily be, you could do some Yellow Submarine fucking train spotting, drug-addled gravy train here. Right?
That was a sentence.
Thank you. I mean, this could turn out, you could easily make this a hangout with the fucking banana splits.
Yeah.
But this is an opportunity to remind everyone how fucking raw, scary, and powerful that the wild can be.
Yeah.
It's a better idea.
The idea of being at the mercy of something so vast and uncontrollable that anything's possible.
Yeah, not you can run through this picture on the side of a cliff.
Yeah, just paint a tunnel, everything's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing. If your group leaves Flux thinking that was a fun little jaunt in a Toontown, maybe you took a wrong turn somewhere.
Pun intended.
I guess
it wasn't flux.
I mean, that's possible too.
Yeah.
But, thinking about it though, maybe you start that way and lull them into a full sense of security.
That I can see.
And then, you clamp down. Suddenly it's not Looney Tunes and it's, don't hug me, I'm scared.
Never seen it.
Those of you unfamiliar with the reference, go YouTube, don't hug me, I'm scared. I'll show you guys after the show.
I think I've seen that one.
It's like a 5-minute thing. I'll show you after the show.
I've seen that one. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
It's for why to go there. I mean, we talk about doing something that requires changing time or even temporarily changing someone into something. Maybe you're seeking the fetish, the magic, the rare fetish, the legendary fetish. But to do it, you have to go through, some heavy Bastet territory. And so maybe you go there to become a Bastet for a while, to try to sneak through.
Oh my god.
Because that shit's possible.
That's
'Cause
nuts.
anything's possible there, really.
Yeah. Manipulating wild energies is dangerous shit, and play it off that way. I mean, that's what made Jonas nuts.
Yep. And we knew that, and we were trying not to bring it up, but hey,
It's
whatever.
fine.
It's fine.
It's completely fine. So it's still non-specific as to what he was trying to do.
Right, and we don't need to, just because all we need to know is he was in flux.
Shit happened.
Yeah, shit happened.
That's all we need. But yeah, stuff like that. Maybe. You know, we talk about these long-forgotten beasts that roam through flux. Maybe something ancient or savage and long dead. You know, maybe spirits of something like that inhabit.
Like it.
You know, maybe they're hanging in flux. You can get ancient knowledges or secrets, or, you know, maybe you're trying to do something really crazy. Or maybe you're trying to stop someone from doing something really crazy. If you can go into the Umbra, into flux, and manipulate wild energies, so can the spiral from the hive down the street.
Oh, shit. Maybe you're trying to stop him,
Exactly.
and you still fuck something up.
Oh, possibly. But, you know, maybe that powerful Thurge from the spirals, or the one who left your sept and turned, got a wild hair across his ass, and somehow it got back to you that he wants to use the energies in the wild to free the worm and begin the apocalypse full fucking tilt.
Oh, my God.
Will he succeed? Probably not, because it's a huge thing. But what's he going to fuck up in the process?
A lot of things.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
If anything is possible, you know, he puts his fingers on the right keys and maybe half the nation walk down to the Temple Obscura for a dance party.
Not that kind of dance party, Tom.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was dancing. Yeah. Order join me. We're dancing.
Let's do the Danny DeVito one, too, from the gift. Go for it. But, I mean, there's my piece on Flux, man. I think it's,
Place is nuts.
yeah.
It's a head turner.
It is, it could be wacky, probably shouldn't, but is a fucking nightmare town of crazy random happenstance.
I mean, wild. What do you expect?
Yeah.
I like that. I like the randomness of it. I like how... And again, don't go Looney Tunes.
It's because I get people forget that the wild is not your friend.
No.
The wild isn't Gaia, first and foremost. Those are not the same thing. And you are not on the wild side because the wild is such a great fucking guy. Because he's your palsy and, like, he loaned you $50. It's not how the wild works. You are on the wild side because the wild is the weakest one.
Except in Flux.
Even in Flux. It's a realm besieged by Weaver and Worm. If they can get in, they'll do damage. The Weaver shit can't exist inside of Flux. But...
Right? No, but you know where it can...
block that shit off and make miserable rolls and make you guys wait a ridiculous amount of time because your gnosis ain't super high.
I'm just saying, if it can't be in Flux, it can sure be in the Cyber Realm.
I was going to say Radio Shack. Damn.
Radio Shack, it could be Radio Shack too. I'm sure...
Well, they're closed down.
There's some left, aren't there?
No.
Nah. They're long gone.
Dead.
Not long gone. They just had a commercial like a couple years ago about bringing all the 80s stuff back.
That was what we call it, death rattle.
That's fair. That's fair.
But you took the Cyber Realm.
I got Cyber Realm.
So speaking of segues again.
Segway. Yep.
Scooters for everybody.
So, you know, going into...
Sorry.
So, starting off with Cyber Realm, I was quite curious. I wanted to see what just W20 said about it. And it was very short, but I kind of liked what I had to say. So, you know, what I'm getting out of it was the realm's growing more and more each day, and even faster as technology advances.
Yes.
So, it's not only that, but it's growing faster than any other realm.
That makes sense. Technology is advancing very fast.
Exactly the point. So, you know, you have spirits of things that are super advanced and that thrive in the realm, and they're higher, and they're the cooler things. Whereas things that are, you know, spirits that are obsolete are falling, and they're dying out, and they're like in the, we'll come to it, the pit. You know, the quote was, "Every journey here is either a farce, an anarchism, or a glimpse into a possible future." Yeah, I see your brain trying to rack around that for a minute.
A little bit.
That was just W20. So, there, I went to Umbra Revised. And what I saw out of Umbra Revised, I was like, so I guess, dumbfounded by how much stuff there is. I didn't really want to go any farther. There's a ton of shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good night, everybody.
Oh, yeah. He didn't go any further.
No, as far as Umbra Revised.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I didn't want to go any farther than Umbra Revised.
You tricked us. Please continue. I'm glad you have more.
So, Cyber Realm here is broken down to like 3 parts. You have Spider City, you have the Pit, and the Computer Web. Well, Spider City being the postmodern cityscape. You know, as I'm reading this, I think of like movies like Blade Runner, the original, or Fifth Element. You know, the hover cars and the going up and down rather than just straightforward on roads. Or even TV shows like Altered Carbon. If you haven't seen that one on Netflix, that's pretty good.
The Jetsons?
Sure, you want to go with the Jetsons?
There we go.
I mean,
I can't believe you entertained that. Good on you.
yeah, but at the same time, that would have already fallen down because way more stuff has technologically advanced since then.
But flying cars in the stilt houses.
Yes, I know.
Where's my robot maid, sir?
No.
Jetson.
All right. So the next area it's the Pit, just like the bizarre underworld, and it's all the discarded stuff. You know, all the spirits and all the technology that's no longer necessary
Beepers.
or thriving, and that's definitely one of them, I'm sure.
Get your Blackberries in there.
Yeah, oh, yeah. The
Sidekicks.
Razor phones.
Remember the N-Gage?
And then you have the computer web, which is
The internet.
The computer web.
The internet.
It's just raw data stored in spirit
internet.
form. Sure, we'll give it to you, Tom. You really want?
I don't know. I just wanted to bother you with that one.
Thanks. Now, this was funny to me.
The interwebs.
Sure. Now we know Gnosis is what spirits are made of and what fuels them, really, right?
No, Snickers.
But
Just payback.
here,
That's all this is.
No, that's true. We heckled him pretty hard.
yeah, in Cyber Realm, Gnosis is like it's the currency. Yeah, not only is it the currency, but it determines your economic status. But it's not called Gnosis. It's called juice.
Anti-Semitic.
Juice. Juice it's liquid form. Liquid form of Gnosis. It's ingested. It powers things, and the more juice you have, the wealthier you are, the stronger you are. The thing is, it's nuts.
No, it's juice.
Okay, it's juice. So just like as a little heads up for the rest of the stuff here.
Okay, we got to remember juice.
Yeah, OJ, I'm with it. White Broncos, Cato Kalin. Let's go.
You know, okay, you have Spider City.
Don't fit.
And, you know, to me, it was, they're talking about how like, the different guys suck. Seriously. I was waiting for it. I'm trying, alright? Cut me some slack, please, huh? You know, to me, it's like, this is where I see the Glasswalkers taking reference from. How they have their cairns, and instead of going outward, they have their skyscrapers, and they go up. And this is what Spider City really looks like. You know,
It really is the Jetsons. They're going up.
So the Jeffersons, you mean?
Oh, sure.
They were the ones moving on up.
Yeah, they were moving up.
Yeah, I saw where you're going with that one. The higher you live up in these towers, the higher your social status.
Well, and now, to be clear, Danny, I mean, we're actually having a lot of fun.
Yeah,
with
right.
this.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, thank you for that.
I know. Yeah, we did it at the time too.
Right?
Fine.
I just couldn't do it to Flux. That was an awesome round.
I was going to say, you missed it. You had your chance with me. No, but we are talking actual Umbral cityscapes,
Yes.
which I think is kind of badass. I mean, you reference those kind of shows. I think about the movie Dark City, which like 12 people saw, so I'm not worried about it.
I've never heard of that one. So
See?
Nope.
But yeah, that idea of that, it's got to be, was probably got to be like crazy pristine, I would imagine. Yeah. You know, I had this idea in my mind, this dark gothic, but that's really more of a Scar kind of thing. But that idea of this Umbral city, this vast fucking ever-growing Umbral city controlled exclusively by the Weaver.
yeah.
I mean, we make our jokes, but take a second with that. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Exactly. Like time moves super quickly there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And there's even a spot in there that it moves like 150% faster than that. Yeah, the computer web, that part of it.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So time is always moving, but it's also, these buildings and towers, they're shrouded in webs. And, the higher you up, the higher your economic status, your social status, they're also controlled and patrolled and guarded. You have guardian spirits and weaver spirits and spider spirits, because there are places where people try to climb up to get out of where they're at. And they'll scale these buildings. And tough shit, there's a spider coming down at you. Not allowed past here.
Yeah, I would imagine all sorts of variant weaver fucking, all sorts of variant weaver spider.
Yeah.
All over the fucking place.
I'm picturing Tron.
Could.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. And they say, we look at the city of Detroit. And if you look at an overview map of it, it's built like a hub, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spider City is built like a spider web. But not only does it go out, it also goes up.
What's at the center?
Mama Spider.
I would imagine the computer web at that point. All the raw data.
I would have accepted I never made it without biting.
Okay, so another quote
You
here.
didn't know,
No.
just make the joke on it. But,
The city
sorry.
quote right here. The city itself is laid out in a vast web pattern, stretching into a sky that's eternally the color of a television monitor tuned to a dead channel. Its upper levels blaze with the rainbows. What?
He has hands raised.
I know, let me finish the quote and I'll answer you. Its upper levels blaze with a rainbow spectrum of neon. I will answer.
I know, I'm just so I don't forget.
Oh my god. Its upper levels blaze with a rainbow spectrum of neon, while its lower levels are shrouded in darkness. Weaver spirits of all sorts scuttle like ants through the city's towers, alleys, hallways, and corridors, scurrying hither and yon on mysterious errands. Porter had his hand raised first.
Okay.
Well, I got a second thing now, too.
Well, you have to wait for your second one for Tom.
Nah, you could go both.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
what she said.
So, no, I like you said the color, the sky's the color of a TV to the wrong signal.
A sky that's eternally the color of a television monitor tuned to a dead channel.
Now, this is neat to me, because that could be different things.
Right, well, yeah, look back in the early 90s, you had
Right.
like, that snow.
That's what I'm saying.
Static.
It's like the white noise.
Yeah.
Snow.
Or
it had the colored strips.
Or
it
it's
could just
the
complete blue screen.
like no signal,
Oh, yeah.
Or it's a
Like,
black
what era are we
no
talking
screen.
about?
Yeah.
Okay.
which I think is kind of neat because your bounds were very. You look at the different eras the books were written in. So, like when Umbra 1 came out, it was probably the snow.
Mm-hmm.
In Umbra 20,
Probably like
Blue
the
screen.
blue screen.
blue
yeah.
screen.
And right now it might just be no signal.
Black screen with
Just
no
black.
signal across it.
That could be. But I think that's kind of neat as an idea.
Oh, I
Personally,
love it.
I like the snow the best.
Yeah.
To me, that seems the most unnerving.
Unnerving is a good way to put it.
That's
yes.
what I said. I interrupted him, but I shouldn't have. But yeah, that's when I yelled out white noise.
Thanks for
Well,
admitting that.
my hand is down now because that's exactly what mine was.
Right. Oh,
You
awesome.
Mean you mean white noise?
I mean, the blue screen would have been
That's
fitting
still
too,
cool.
like
Yeah.
as a skyline. But I think the white noise, the
That's
fucking snowstorm. And like for those of you,
We have some
we have some
younger fans. They might not know what the fuck that is.
right. I don't know. Maybe you Google that or you throw
look
that
up
on
the
YouTube.
Ring. Watch the Ring.
Okay, yeah, okay, the Ring.
Oh yeah, I forgot it was
That white and black static kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That used to be what happens when you didn't have the channel. If there was a signal, that's what you got. We called it snow.
Yep.
We have to explain it.
No, I know that's why it's funny.
Could we need to
There's
explain
some
who Bill
young
Murray
guys out
was?
there.
So the Spider City itself is divided into 3 levels. You have Old Town, which is kind of like the streets, and then you have Downtown, which is kind of like your mid class, and then you have Uptown, which is I can't breathe poor people there.
I'm gonna hang out on my lanai.
Again,
No.
your economic
I
status.
have all of the juice.
Thank you. There we go. That's what I was going to say.
It's perfect.
Take that, Ron Goldman.
And like something like that, I also think of another movie. Was that like Out of Time or something like that, where they have
Yeah, with Justin Bieber and Olivia Wilde.
Justin Bieber?
What?
It's Justin Timberlake, but yeah. I don't know if Tom, you probably haven't seen that one.
Yeah, no.
Your economic status is judged by how many years of life you have, and that's portrayed on your arm.
I've seen tidbits of that.
Okay.
I've never actually watched it.
So, again, they're taking all these references. I can see this being a part of it. So, the ones with the most juice, they're in Uptown. Again, and those are up on higher levels.
Their house is on the stilts, like the Jetsons.
Sure. Downtown's the mid-class, and then your Old Town, that's the streets.
And I could just see, this was the other thing I was going to say, but it wasn't super time sensitive.
That's fine.
You know, that idea of like those streets of Old Town. You know, and I know it should probably be pristine. Again, I know this because it's the Weaver, but like in my head, I'm seeing like those, like the shitty alleyways of like New York, like maybe around Times Square, like before Giuliani fixed it. You know, where everything was like porn theaters and like murder dens and shit.
But that's what they say. Because it's not a good place. Yes, it's controlled by Weaver, but like even with Old Town, it's not pretty.
Well, I'm sure don't get me wrong, I'm sure it sucks. I just can't imagine the Weaver would allow it to be
that bad.
No, just well, I'm sure it's that bad, but dirty and with like garbage all around. I don't see the Weaver allowing
It might not
for
be
that.
garbage. It might be garbage, but not like radioactive waste or some shit like that. It could just be like technology that's no longer used and it's pushed off to the side.
Okay, well, I mean, cooler then, because I think that fits the aesthetic better than that pristine cleanness I would expect from the Weaver. But I'm getting that image, right? You know, like that again, that pre-Giuliani '70s New York, where everyone like spat and murdered you.
Like I said, this part is what brings me to the show Altered Carbon. That one's pretty cool if you check that one out.
And like instead of rats scurrying everywhere.
It's spiders.
Yeah, it's fucking spiders.
Oh, boy. That would just be gross.
Yeah, but some of those
I mean,
are
they're all like metal. I mean, they're not organic spiders.
Right.
They're various forms of...
Still, heebie-jeebies.
It could be like taking messages to people or like, bets even, because this is fucking crazy down here.
Or scavenging juice off...
We'll get there.
The hobo citizens or whatever, you know?
Even worse. I'll get there though. But,
excellent.
In Old Town you have cyber wolves. And these are kind of, mainly, they're just shifters that might have really been trapped in Cyber Realm for maybe an extended period of time, or maybe just trapped, period. And they wage wars against the Uptown Lords. They're like the revolutionaries of this area.
Viva.
Downtown is definitely Weaver dominated. Pattern webs block any passages like stairways or shafts that lead from Old Town. The only way to get to the Old Town, from Old Town, is by scaling these webs along sides of buildings. And again, they're patrolled by spider spirits. It's nuts, right?
There's way too much to this realm already.
It's not crazy and randomness like Flux, but there's so much to it. It's nuts. And Uptown, which... that's kind of where they store all this raw data. It's only accessible by the Weaver spirits who live there. They have, some of them even have like ID cards. You can only get to certain places with ID cards, like elevators up and down, that kind of shit. Heavily secured, and those are like guardian spirits, guardian spiders. Also, anyone trying to climb up some of those taller towers that's patrolled by hover cars and helicopters. Yeah. I see your face.
Just a lot of crap going on here.
Yeah, Uptown though.
You look a little overwhelmed.
I'm sitting here just like, there's just too much going on.
It's craziness, yeah. Now, Uptown used to be run by the Glasswalkers. Think about that. But Weaver Lords ran all of the werewolves out. So if there are any Garu they're not in Uptown. Put it that way. They're met with hostility. So maybe you have to sneak somewhere to get some data or whatever, which that was one of like the story hooks and stuff too. You gotta get around the patrols and some crazy shit going on here, man. Under all of this is the pit. It's like
just send a nuke in there.
I don't think it'll work the way you think it'll work.
Nah, probably won't.
Because by the time that gets there, the technology of that nuke will probably be obsolete.
Also, it'll probably burst like a fucking spider egg sack into a bunch of little fucking pattern spiders that will like take all the fucking, just like repurpose all of it to make it a weapon against the Garu.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
under everything, all this is the pit, And it's like, that's everything's all under Old Town.
The slums.
Yeah, well, this is where, like, all the forgotten artifacts and all the crazed inventions from every single time period are just laying down here. It's also a place for any of the broken or flawed Weaver spirits. They just cast them down there. No one gives a shit about those guys anymore. If they can't keep up with the times, essentially.
So my old pagers down there.
Yeah.
Bunch of 8-tracks.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Record players.
And it also said often Banes will lurk in the pit, and they'll cannibalize any of these spirits, probably for the juice.
Juice!
This place is fucking nuts.
No, it is.
It's not random nuts.
No.
Nuts.
But again, and then getting in and out, it can be done by moon bridges, but those are often patrolled by more Weaver spirits. Best part about this, or that part about Anunnaki, are allowed to go in and out by moon bridge at will.
Doesn't shock me at all.
There
This
you
is
go.
Weaver's kids.
Right. But the Anunnaki will often, for a favor maybe, convince that patrolling guard to, hey, they're with me. They can come in. So, yeah, there's a lot there. And I know, it's absolutely nuts.
A little overwhelming.
A little bit.
It can be, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But again, like I look at shows like I said, Fifth Element, Altered Carbon, Out of Time, shit like that. Those all you can easily get references from for doing some kind of story in.
No, absolutely. Like I see it. It's like the future. It's like the future of New York from the perspective of a movie from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the year 2000, New York City. Yeah. And then
You're
like
talking Back to the Future.
Sure. Like very easily.
okay, like the Back to the Future
Into the future, yeah.
Because they said here
mixed with Terminator.
Oh, I could see that.
easily.
Because like you've seen all the fucking Skynet shit, like patrolling the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Like flying through the buildings, making sure motherfuckers aren't climbing up the webs.
Oh, I could totally see that.
Yeah, this place is nuts. I was very surprised at how much there were. And again, that's all Umbro revised. I don't know if I can't imagine Umbro 20 would be much different.
It'd probably be worse.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it's worse.
It's interesting because I know a little bit about the game, but I think about Scar, which I know we'll be covering next time. In fact, I talked to Danny. Danny's going to be covering next time specifically.
I'm taking Scar.
Because it's related to Flux, or to the Cyber Realm, excuse me. And that it was the Weaver's realm.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Scar is the Weaver realm that the Worm took over.
Oh.
It's the hybrid realm.
Wow. That's
going to be a fun one.
Yeah. Scrag and the Pattern Spider had a baby, and this is what popped out, and everything's a nightmare, and you're going to die.
Sounds about right.
But I remember, they have trains in Scar that go to Malpheus.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, if it's taken over by Worm, fine.
I'm surprised.
There wasn't a train in this?
Well, I'm surprised there wasn't a train in this.
It might be in Umber 20. I didn't get there. I thought there was enough for me to talk about.
No, that's fair.
Revised.
There's plenty of room for exploration of the Cyberrealm, especially with the Weaver, with as much power as the Weaver has. I can imagine a game where you are aware of Pentex, where, because every game is. Not every game is a game where everyone knows about Pentex. You guys in our games are starting to learn about Pentex, but this is what, Chronicle 5?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what's a Pentex? Well, you're going to find out.
We knew what it was, but in game.
Yeah, like your characters
don't know jack.
Yeah, you guys helped crack that, but neither here nor there. I could see maybe trying to break into the Cyber Realm to try to find a way to get some sort of secrets or some dirt on them, or to try to even trick the Weaver
into giving you some information.
Even giving you some information about how to stop it, or some of its machinations.
Yeah, like I said, there's that area, it's all just raw data.
The interwebs.
If you really think about this, I mean, you guys, well, not you guys personally, but, in the games,
mm-hmm.
We look back to Nathaniel Owens. How Nate Bangarang became Nathaniel Owens was because of the Cyber Realm.
Yeah, he got a little fucked.
Got a brain spider.
Partially droned.
A little bit.
In the name of saving his pack, by plugging himself directly into, but neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's plenty of potential for just the Weaver's wrath in the idea that kind of, like you said, Blade Runner, Tron. There's a lot of influence to draw on there to come up with some really neat shit for that.
It was a cool one to read. I went in knowing fuck all on Cyber Rome.
No, you were pretty excited about it when you got here.
Yeah, I was, because there was a few that I go to read and I'm like, doesn't look that great. This is going to be kind of boring, and I just get what I can. But like this one, this surprised me. So, and I'm usually not like the technological guy either. So
yeah, it's true.
I see a glasswalker in his future.
It's a possibility. I'm not going to say no to it, but hey.
I wouldn't be irritated.
I mean, now I wouldn't have done it when we first started.
I think you wanted to, though.
Yeah, didn't you think about it briefly?
Well, yeah, I'm sure I thought about it, but again, neither here nor there. But so there's our 3 sets, our next 3 set of Neroms.
Yeah, what's going to be next, I wonder?
Well,
we already gave off one of it.
Fine. Doesn't mean it's going to be the next episode.
Nah, that's not going to be the next episode, I promise that.
Well, no, not the direct next episode, but the next number episode. Ooh.
Got you in that literal.
Son of a bitch. But yeah, that's our 3 for today. That's our fun time in the Near Umbra.
Yeah.
You know we'll be back for more of them. We'll finish this out, then continue our dive into the Umbra with all the extra wacky shit that happens there before we go into deeps and darks. And look, there's a lot of Umbra.
Scary.
There's a lot of fucking Umbra.
Yeah, we're getting there. We'll get there. It'll be crazy when we do. So,
but in the meantime, that'll be it for us today. That's about all the time we got. So we want to thank you for joining us. We hope we see you back next week. Make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Keep your claws sharp, your head on a swivel. We'll see. Take it easy.